guys. Hey, thanks for tuning in yet to another edition of Black Thought Live. Of course, it's live with the Hiram Akeem. And listen, I know I want to say some things right off the top before we go any further. We appreciate everybody on Facebook, everybody that checked into the reporternewspaperonline.com, and everybody who checked out the new website, Black Thought Live, at blogspot.com. Listen, we're doing some dynamic things out here with the media, and more importantly, we want to let everybody know the question of the day, of the week, of the year is, what are you doing to affect change in your community? And that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to affect positive change in the community. So with websites like this right here, what do we call it, Matt?
That's Alexandria360.com, knowledge you cannot get in college.
And that's right. And what we're doing with that is we're putting forth some good insight. Real quick, let me tell you what we decided to do. I used to have a stepson. He's now a man. I used to use this website, Alexandria360.com, as a tool to educate the young lad. And so he wanted to play video games. In order for him to play video games, he had to go to the website, and me and him had to do a little 5-minute tutorial. But what he didn't know is I created the website. So everything that's on the website is pretty much my curriculum that I wanted to instill in the young man to help bring forth a positive change in the community, him being that positive change. So speaking about positive change, I look to my right, I see somebody here, okay? Now I know some of you guys are saying, hey, it's supposed to be Black Thought with Hiram Akeem. Well, it still is a Black Thought with Hiram Akeem. I want to introduce you to somebody. If you guys familiar, if you know your history, and you're familiar with John Brown, I'm not going to say any further than that. I'm not going to take it any further than that. But this is the modern day John Brown. I've seen this brother now, I know him personally, and I also seen him on Facebook putting forth some proper propaganda, some righteous rhetoric. I seen it. I said, man, look, we got to bring this dude down. At the SAC, we're at the SAC. Is your first time here?
Yeah, it's my first time here.
What'd you think about it?
I love it. It's beautiful down here.
Thanks, man. This is my man, Matt Terry, the modern day John Brown. Matt Terry, we done had a lot of great discussions.
Yes, sir.
Great ciphers.
Yes.
From Islam to black on black crime.
Right.
To how Eurocentric Akron sees black on black crimes.
Right.
And even how the average white man,
yes.
For those that don't know, he's a European of descent, okay? But what you guys are going to hear is going to definitely be a blessing, and more importantly, it's going to give you guys a deeper understanding on what's going on. So, Matt, off top, what do you think about what's happening with the, let's hit it with the Black Lives Matter,
Well,
man.
before we go there, I want to thank you for having me down here.
Oh, man.
Hiram, I called you, and I saw some injustices that a guy of my projective voice wanted to speak out about because my heart was broken. So what I think about some of this stuff that's going on is, number one, when the young man got shot with his 4-year-old daughter in the car, I openly cried in my car. I'm not gonna lie to you. I cried because that was one of my brothers that got struck down for absolutely no reason. I don't use the term brother because I think that is a derogatory term.
Okay.
If I was to use it.
Okay.
But I want you to know that my brothers are getting shot by cops, and they call it subduing the victim or subduing a criminal.
Right.
When a cop gets shot, we're calling it murder. Now, where I grew up, right is right and wrong is wrong, and I've been properly educated to understand that Black lives do matter. And I understand this movement of hashtag all Black Lives Matter.
Or all lives matter.
No, all lives do matter.
Right.
The problem I have with what some of the rhetoric that's going on is everybody goes, well, hashtag Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter. Well, that's great. But it ain't white dudes getting shot in a car with his 4-year-old daughter in the back. It ain't Europeans that's that happening to.
Right.
So as a European man, a white guy, you can see I'm about as pure Snow White. When I seen injustice like that, I wanted to say something. So, brother Hiram Akeem gave me this venue to speak at because I don't want to see this become into the credit. I've not seen on Facebook or anywhere else where somebody of color said, "Kill Whitey." This is the white man's fault. No, this is the cop's fault. This is a cop seeing a person of color is less value or no value. Their life is not valued. That's what Black Lives Matter is about. Nobody in Black Lives Matter is saying only black people matter. Please give us more credit. Nobody's saying that. What they're saying is stop killing our kids. Stop killing our husbands. Stop killing our boyfriends. Stop killing my son. That's what it's about. When you're devalued like that, just to be shot and to be able to walk away and bleed to death in a car with your baby in the back seat.
Your baby. See, a lot of people try to sweep that under the rug. I was shocked when I found out that the brother's seed was in the back seat and his wife, his girl, videotaping. So it's a family.
Right.
This is a family.
It's a family.
Okay, get pulled over for what? What did he get pulled over for?
Taillight.
A taillight.
Taillight was out.
He lost his life.
Now wait a minute. I want to specify. I've been pulled over for taillights, no seat belts, speeding. I never been shot. I've had to reach under my seat. I've had to reach in my glove compartment. This guy said, "Sir, I have a weapon. I have my permit." When he reached for the gun, when he reached for his permit and his license, boom. Solely because the color of his skin.
Hey, listen, speaking about that, man, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Being a European, of European descent.
Yes, sir. Irish as that could be.
Oh, right. And what makes you so different? Because you speak with the experience, man. Like, you really feel what brothers is going through. So what makes it different for you? Like, look, me, when I'm driving, I think me and you had this discussion before. I'm a grown man.
Yep.
Insured.
Right.
Licensed. Everything.
Right.
My car.
Right.
Cops come behind me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nervous. And you know what? Everybody I ask, they feel that nervousness too. It's called anxiety.
Yeah.
Now, again, insured, adult male, license plate front to back. As soon as the cops come behind, I'm nervous. Do you have that nervousness? You told me you did.
Oh, no.
Explain that.
No. And I can walk into a store and not get followed. I can drive my car. See, it's like I told Hiram before, I don't know what it's like to be pulled over because of the color of my skin. I do not know what it's like to walk in a store and have some people follow me around just because of the color of my skin, because I'm darker skinned, I'm going to steal something. That is absolutely ridiculous. It is a ridiculous thought. It's ridiculous to think that the color of somebody's skin makes them their aptitude to steal or to pursue them in a different direction that would be against the law because of the color of their skin.
That's crazy.
See, that's the kind of stuff that don't make no sense to me, because when I went to church, we were all created equal. When I listened to Martin Luther King, we were all created equal.
Right.
Right?
That's what you were saying.
I went to the African History Museum when I was, to get back to your question on why I'm different. I had the pleasure of going to the African History Museum in Cleveland, and that's a place I think everybody in school should go to. And I found out at the History Museum that my teachers were lying to me. My school books were lying to me. I didn't know. Should we go with Nubian? Because that's what we're used to with you? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't know a Nubian man created the traffic light.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I didn't, as I'm reading the Bible, I didn't read the descriptions. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes,
so they're teaching me all this stuff, and I get into the bus, and I go up to, I believe it was Mrs. Hutchinson, and she was a tall Nubian woman, one of my most favorite teachers. She was a Brown fan. This woman ate a dog bone biscuit with me, okay? When the Browns was in the playoff, back in the day.
Right.
And I said, why is this not in our history books? And I seen her almost choke up. Because it's like our history has been rewritten. We are all deemed from the time we go to school to believe that black lives don't matter. Now, we are all conditioned to believe that no black man has done anything for us in the history of the United States. Are you serious?
Right.
That's what trips me out.
And you know what? And the word that you said was conditioned.
Right.
And this condition is pretty much perpetrated from day one. When you coming out of the womb,
yes,
you're conditioned, as not just black or Nubian descent, but like what you just said, you on the other side of the fence. Now, this is what I'm gonna call this particular segment. It's called the other side of the fence.
Right.
Because on my side of the fence, I see things in a particular way, in a specific Nubian way.
Right.
It just knocks me off of my chair that you is on the other side of the fence and you can see what I see
Right.
from that other side of the fence. Now, let me ask you a question. In your humble experience, the European friends that you grew up with, were they like you, or they was the traditional what we think they are? I'm talking about the N-word behind the backs and all that stuff. Did you go through that too?
You mean as far as seeing my white friends being racist, or
Yeah.
yeah? Oh,
Yeah.
of course,
Well,
of course I did.
like what's some of the
course.
things that you witnessed? You ain't got to say names, but
I've never seen any hate crimes
Right.
myself.
Okay.
I never have. I've never seen anybody get drugged, down the street in a tied to a rope in a pickup truck. I've never seen that.
right.
But but loose stuff, just like using the N-word, for a description. Now, you ask those same Europeans, are you talking about black men, black people? Well, no, I'm just using it to describe somebody. But when the young man went into the church and shot 9 Nubian people,
Come on now.
remember how
Yeah.
upset I was
You
about
was
that?
upset. Yes, you
I was
were.
very upset. And the reason I got upset was because the young man was wearing a Confederate flag. And I get on Facebook and I see all these people who were dead set on waving that flag.
Better say it. Speak on that, man.
Okay,
Speak
and
on
here was my issue. That's what started all my rage, if you want to call it that. What started that was because these people were on waving a flag that they were not concerned about the people that had lost their lives in a church, worshiping their God, who got murdered by a white kid, whether he was conditioned to do it or not.
Right.
Whether it doesn't matter. I don't care. Somebody said the most ignorant thing I ever heard in my life. Well, if he was wearing a Dr. Pepper shirt, would you be against Dr. Pepper? No, mother.
What? Are you
Because
serious?
yeah, right. I almost cussed there.
Hey, that's
But
all right, man.
my thing was, no, motherfucker. Here's the problem. Dr. Pepper don't have nothing to do with slavery.
right.
Treating people like they don't matter. Human beings like they don't matter. Giving them the slop, throwing the shit out, and being raped and molested. And when it gets me so mad,
That's
I
all
get
right.
flustered.
Come
I'm
down.
sorry,
That's all
brother.
right. But look. But what I want to say is, I don't
Yeah.
want to cut you off.
Yeah.
If you guys can hear the passion coming from a man's voice, and you can see that he's well read. Of course, he's well fed.
Yeah, I missed the meal.
And he got knowledge in his head. And that's why we wanted to bring him on so you can see what he says. Everybody on the other side of the fence, Brother Hiram, don't see the world like that. Speak on that.
I'm different, man, and my goal in all this is to have my voice be heard, so there's more people on the other side of the fence that are different like me. I don't want to be lied to. I don't care what color your skin is. And that's one thing I love about my children. That's why I moved out of Wadsworth, Ohio.
Right.
Because it wasn't diversified, and I don't want my kids to grow up around and to be conditioned by a bunch of white people who say that black people don't matter and use the N-word. And on the other hand of that, I don't want them growing up in a place where kids are in 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th grade doing the same thing. But my goal into this is to get everybody on the other side of the fence and go, look, man, this is not right. We got to fix this. I heard Bomani Jones on ESPN said, we need a white voice. Well, I'm the biggest white guy there is.
You better say it.
And I'm the loudest white guy there is. So,
And you here.
And I'm here. And my man Muhammad Ali told me that it was okay for me to, what'd he say? Love his blackness.
Yep.
He said that was okay. It was okay for
He
me
said
to celebrate
his blackness. That's what he said.
And so that's what I want to do. I want to bring it to people's attention that we are all equal and Black Lives do matter. And until that shooting of my brother stops, then it's hashtag Black Lives Matter. Now, once that happens, we can move to all lives matter.
What about blue lives, green lives, purple lives?
Hey, man,
I'm seeing
look.
all type of lives mattering right now.
Look, here's the deal. I love the police. I mean, certain ones, okay? But I believe that these policemen, and I told you this on the phone the other day, are conditioned to believe that the black man is a bad man. When you look at TV shows that shows their tactical, what the SWAT team goes through when they go through their training, you don't see a white guy holding a woman hostage with a gun. You see a black man or a Middle Eastern man, somebody with a mask, but you can always see brown skin. Now, why are we conditioned like that?
Speak on that.
How far does the KKK go?
Right.
I don't know the answer to these questions.
Amen.
But I know if somebody doesn't bring it up, we ain't never going to find the answers.
Amen. Again, allow me to reintroduce who we're talking to right now. We're talking to the modern day John Brown. Coincidentally, if you don't know, John Brown's residence is right here, Akron, Ohio. And if you don't know who John Brown was, we're just going to ask you to look up. I'm pretty sure it's on, what is that, Alexander360.com. If not, we're going to have to make sure it's on there so you guys
You
can.
might have some work to do.
Right, before I, yeah, yes. Well, it's going to be on there. I forgot we're a week ahead.
Right,
It's
right,
definitely
right.
gonna be- So, and this guy, I will say this about John Brown. He had compassion, just like Matt Terry has right now, and compassion enough to do something about it.
Right.
Now, we're in the digital age. I like to call it the digital divide. Divided from what? Divided from all that analog, old school mentality that was going on. So in this digital realm, there's different ways to attack a thing.
Right.
And we're doing it via social media.
Absolutely.
We're doing it via different websites like the brotherstobrothers.org, the Alexander360.com, the MeccaMediaOnline.com, the Reporter newspaper. I'm just plugging away. You can tell
That's
you can tell
fine,
me
man.
stop.
Plug it, man.
Well, that's what
Plug it.
That's what we do. And we're using these mediums as a vehicle to effect positive change.
Absolutely.
So if you're interested in getting on the show or the program, which airs every Tuesday, and we record. If you want to come out and hang with us, man, you can come out down at the SAC, down here, you know what I'm saying, sustaining Akron people, communities. I'm sorry, I'm just making
You're
it
fine,
up.
man.
You can come down. More importantly, if you want to put your voice on, and put your views on, we can talk, put you on, no problem. If you're trying to promote you and your style, you can be a musician, you can be a rapper, you can be a painter for all I care. If it's conducive to the rapid development and the advancement of black people, specifically, that's what I'm about. I'm not even making no jokes about it. You know, this is our vehicle, and I don't want to have to ask if I can have somebody in. I did this myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when I say myself, I mean the extension of myself is the Most High God. So I'm not taking no credit. I'm blaming it on the Most High. He gave me this
And
mission.
conversely, I want to say that this isn't about me. This is not about a white guy standing up saying this is wrong. For me, this is about a voice from the other side that says this is wrong. Because when I heard Bomani Jones, like I said, and I give him all the credit when he said we need the white voice, I haven't felt this way since I was a young man and felt this passion about something. And I'm just tired of seeing people get murdered for no good reason. I'm tired of my history books and my children learning crap that don't make no damn sense. I would like to see us rewrite a history book, and I would like to see us institute a culture class.
Hey,
and we've spoke on that many times.
culture class.
And let's get it right, brothers and sisters. White guys did not build the pyramids. Do you understand what I'm saying? We were not pharaohs because my white ass cannot be in the desert that long, I guarantee you.
That's right.
Let's use some common sense, people. It's common sense, man. It's about being fair, and it's about having some damn common sense, and it's about protecting our brothers and sisters. Protecting.
Let me ask you a question real
Yeah.
quick. We can go all over the place.
Yes, we can.
You brought up Egypt.
Yes, sir.
One of my favorite topics.
Absolutely.
You know, some people call
We
it.
wasted a lot of check smart time on that, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We talked about, the original word, the original name of Egypt was Kemet.
Mm-hmm.
And when you said what you said
Yes.
about, let's just keep it all the way honest, basically Nubians are responsible for the great things that we see
Absolutely.
and the mysteries of Egypt, right? My man, Matt here, has been abducted by UFO. No, I'm just playing. But look, man, this guy is well read, man, and I really appreciate him coming down. And I'm gonna have to invite him to come down again, man. Like I told,
Anytime.
Brother Minister Stephen Muhammad, I was like, there's only certain people that can be reoccurring.
Yeah.
When you got something to say, and I know we got this little bit of time that we trying to, wake up people, trying to incite people,
Yeah.
and invite people,
Well, I mean, this is our first time, so we're shooting from the hip now. But I
But
mean,
this is good though.
we can do a topic. We can do whatever you want to do, man.
Hey man, I got one.
Uh-huh.
I got one.
Yeah.
man, I wasn't gonna let this out. I was gonna do this in front of everybody, but I want you to think about this.
Okay, a little homework.
Yeah, and you know what I mean by conscious.
Yes.
What I'm saying. Can a black man be considered conscious in a biracial relationship?
Oh.
Can he be considered with the struggle and all of that? And naturally, can that black woman with a European husband be considered socially conscious, down with the struggle? You know, that's a thought, ain't it? That's a good topic.
Well, that's a good topic, but I'm going to say if my European can be down with the struggle, anybody can be down with the
I
struggle.
feel you. I feel
Just,
you.
you know, we should all have the platform and avenue to be who we are. As long as you ain't hurting nobody else, as long as you're not destroying the community, you should be allowed to be who you want to be. Isn't that one of the basic freedoms that our forefathers sat down and said, pursuit of happiness?
You said freedoms.
Freedoms.
Means free.
Free.
But if you're not free in the mind,
Right.
if you're so conditioned in mental bondage to where you don't know to think freely or to be a free will thinker, you will continue to think the opposite of what you just said.
Right.
I don't think I can be conscious because I got a European wife. I don't think I can be with the struggle because I got a European husband. You know, those are shackles a little bit. But, you know, it's a lot of different views on that topic, man.
We're gonna have to do that sometime
Yeah,
because
that's what
now
we
I'm
want.
thinking if you're in that kind of relationship, the person that you're with should be open and be with you.
Right. Or at least understand.
Or at least understand. Hey, if you don't have nothing to say, don't say nothing, but let me talk.
Right.
Let me be the way I need to be. I mean, that's a relationship that has to happen. Like, you know what I mean?
And that's a good point. Hey, man, and listen, hey, Matt, in closing, man, you got anything to say? Tell, how can some people get in touch with you if they want to chop it up with you? What's your Facebook address? How can they hook up with you?
Matthew Terry is one T in Matthew. It's MathewTerry. You can hit me up on Facebook. You can get a hold of Hiram and get to me. I work at, I'm the manager up at CheckSmart. If you want to come cash a check and I'll give you a good deal, whatever you want to do. I mean,
That's right.
And if I got a few minutes and you want me to come outside and talk to you, I'll come outside and talk to you. And, you know, if you want to challenge me, I'm up for that too.
That's good, man. That's
You know,
good.
if you want to challenge me, I'm down for that. So the fact of the matter is, I appreciate you giving me this avenue, letting me say what I had to say, and I hope this is the first of many to come. I really appreciate you.
And it will, man. And I really appreciate you for having the bazaars.
Yeah.
having the.
I was, you know, I'm surprised my friend list didn't shrink all the way down to about
Right.
5, but I will tell you this, a lot of people on at least my friend list understood where I was coming from. I mean, I have a very diverse Facebook, because that's just how I've always been. I couldn't care less what color your skin is. I appreciate you if you're working hard, if you're doing what you need to do. I appreciate you, and that's it, man. Like, and protect yourselves. Come home safe, because your mama can't handle that. So come home safe. If you feel the need to protect yourself, that's fine. My job right now, and where I feel is, if you need to protect yourself, you protect yourself. But my job is to make sure we never have to use a weapon. You know,
That's a
and
good point.
that's where I want to get there one day, like to where we don't have to use that stuff because we have the open lines of communication. And Hiram here talking, because we have an open line of communication, and because I'm not conditioned that way because I refuse to. I think everybody should refuse to be conditioned. Be
Right.
a free thinker. Think for yourselves. Get the knowledge you can't get in college.
Hey.
Follow good men like this that gather that knowledge for you and put it in one or two or several places for you to get a hold of. Don't take that lightly. Don't just see it and go like, oh, that's IRA, that's really great, that's really cool. No, this is for real knowledge, and he's condensed this stuff into a few pages for you so you can check it out and then start expanding on your knowledge, because you got to believe in who you are and where you came from, and that changes your mentality of having hope. And I think some of the Nubian community doesn't have no hope because they see this stuff on the social media. They see these people getting shot, and then you go, well, what do I have to live for? I can't even drive my car to the store and come home without maybe not getting shot. And that's a crappy desperation place to be. Don't be desperate. Get the knowledge. Believe in yourself. know that you're worth something because you are to me, and you are to him, and you are to your parents, and if you ain't got no parents, an aunt and uncle, a grandmother, you're something to them. So be something for yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Terry, round of applause for my man. Hey, listen, we want to tell everybody, don't forget to check us out every Tuesday. Black Thought. Hey, next week we're going to have another dynamic person in the place. Maybe a couple of people. I don't know. Maybe we're going to talk about what we was talking about. But listen, we appreciate you guys. If you like what you saw, hey, just hit it. Hit the button. Let somebody know that you liked it. But more importantly, share it. Share the show. You know, like I said, we're making it happen in Akron every Tuesday. Again, it's Hiram Akeem, y'all. Somebody better tell somebody.